Come with us as we spend our last 3 days in Costa Rica in the stunning town of La Fortuna at the incredible Hotel Los Lagos. We will explore the resort, take in the best views of Arenal Volcano, eat some amazing food, and cool off in the refreshing cascades of La Fortuna Waterfall. To get to La Fortuna, our journey started at Salvatura Adventure Park in Monteverde, which was in our last video, so if you missed that, I will link it above. But this is where we began our 2-hour and 45-minute descent from up in the cloud forest of Monteverde down to the base of Arenal Volcano in La Fortuna. Hotel Los Lagos is a resort that has so much to offer and is a destination in itself. With multiple hot spring pools, including the Lemnos Bar, 3 cold pools, 2 water slides, and views of the Arenal Volcano, you'll find it hard to get bored when it comes to water activities in this resort. There are 2 eateries, the first one being the main restaurant, which is at the front of the resort near the reception, and this is where the breakfast is served every day, which is included in the cost of your stay. Now, if you've watched any of our videos, you know that we love a breakfast that is included in our stay. So for us, this was just another winning factor for us choosing this resort. The breakfast is a buffet style and there's a huge variety to choose from, including traditional Costa Rican and Western style hot foods, an assortment of fresh tropical fruits, different types of cold cuts and cheeses, looking a little sweaty there, I'm not gonna lie, pastries, banana bread, normal bread, cereal, and of course tea, coffee and juice were available to drink. The main restaurant also serves lunch and dinner, and even though it's a little bit on the pricey side, the quality is amazing and the servings are very generous. The second place to eat at the hotel is down here right behind the Lemnos Bar. And let me tell you, this bar is an experience in itself. You can come down here and order a refreshing tropical cocktail while sitting in the warm waters of the hot springs and taking in the views of Arenal Volcano. And there you can see it behind us, it's a little covered by the clouds. But being a wet bar, this restaurant was a lot more casual, it was a bit more budget friendly, and the menu was more of a pub style menu. So we really enjoyed coming down here and eating a few times during our stay. And again, we found all the food was of a really high quality and really delicious. And the great thing is you can even order from the Lemnos Bar and bring it back to your room if you don't feel like sitting down there, which is exactly what we did here. And since we're on the topic of rooms, let's take a little tour after that ASMR garlic bread moment. Now, in terms of decor, the linen on the beds reminded me of something that you would find in my house when I was growing up in the mid-90s. I'm not even joking. But having said that, the room itself was very spacious. There were 2 double beds in the room. And then over here we had this very long bench situation going on, but it was perfect for us to put our suitcases on instead of leaving them on the floor. We've got a little bar fridge here and a TV. Over here is where we had a small table and chairs and a small coffee station. And then around the corner here was our bathroom. And again, there was a lot of space, so we never felt on top of each other sharing this bathroom. It's probably 4 times the size of our bathroom at home. And in keeping with the theme of space, the shower itself was also huge. So that's a quick tour of the room that we stayed in, and yes, even though it is a little dated, I don't think you can beat waking up to views like this. And if you stay at this resort, you're probably not going to spend too much time inside your room anyway, as there are so many activities that you can do in and around La Fortuna, which you can either organize through the hotel, or if you have a car, you can go out and do them on your own. And that's exactly what we did for our first activity. Because we had a car, we decided to jump in and drive up to the observation point of the Arenal Volcano to get an even better view of this natural wonder. took us about 10 minutes to drive up to the observation point, and when we got there we found it was in a very picturesque setting with these rows of seats resembling the ruins of a chapel looking out onto the most magical view of the volcano. Just check out this reveal. It's absolutely stunning, and it's somewhere I could just imagine a small wedding being held looking out to this amazing backdrop. The second activity that we did while in La Fortuna was one that we actually organized through the hotel. And one of the great things about doing this was that the shuttle was actually included in the price of the activities. So it was super convenient. All we had to do was show up at the reception at the collection time and were taken to the activity, which was quad biking. Now, I don't know what possessed me to want to book a quad bike of my own, having never ridden one in my life. So it wasn't a complete shock when it turned out that I wasn't very good at it. So after the initial embarrassment of not being able to control the ATV, I had to jump on the back of Michael's bike. But aside from this initial hiccup, which was no one's fault but my own, this activity was a lot of fun, and there was some beautiful scenery going through the streets of La Fortuna. So I will leave a link to this activity in the description below. And for our last activity, we made a stop off at La Fortuna Waterfall, which was the last thing we did during our time in beautiful La Fortuna, Costa Rica. To reach this impressive cascade, we ventured down about 600 meters or roughly 500 steps to reach the bottom. And they do have this sign here at the top of the waterfall because going down it's actually not too bad. But coming back up is where it is a little more challenging. So the sign just serves as a bit of a warning in case you have any health conditions that will prevent you from making it back up to the top. But if you can make it down there, it's definitely not one to be missed. And you can swim in the waterfall once you get down there, but that is depending on the conditions on the day that you go. Now, if you do happen to go on a day where the weather is not permitting swimming where the main waterfall is, there is a separate section over on the other side where you can go swimming instead, where the water is a lot calmer and it's just a lot more serene and relaxing. And so that brings us to the end of this video and our time in La Fortuna and unfortunately our time in Costa Rica. But we absolutely love staying in this part of this beautiful country and would 100% recommend spending a few days in La Fortuna and enjoying everything that it has to offer. As always, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by subscribing and giving us a thumbs up, and we look forward to seeing you in our next one.